snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys! So I am here today on Friday. This is the 8th of July, I want to say, hopefully, and I have been for my morning run. I have done some YouTube watching, I have applied for some jobs, and now it is time to do Friday reads. So as always, I will show you guys the 3 books I'm planning to be reading over this weekend, and then I will show you guys all of the books that I picked up this week. The first book that I'm planning to be reading this week, or this weekend, is Among Others by Jo Walton. This one sounds like definitely something I would enjoy. I've heard great things about it from Elizabeth and Mercedes. It has a lot of references to books within this. I've only read the first 30 or so pages so far, but I'm really enjoying what I've read, and it seems like it's got fairies in it too. It sounds like it's going to be quite magical, quite whimsical and quite wonderful, so I'm really looking forward to this. I'm reading this with Chelsea from the Reading Outlaw. The next one I am starting, and I have already started and read chapter 1, is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. This one is a chunky one, but hopefully one that will be really, really good. So far it's interesting. There's this girl who has this ability to cloak herself in shadows. That's awesome. I'm very intrigued about this one, I have to say, because I don't know an awful lot more than that, and so far the writing's really easy to get through. I'm reading this one with Eleanor, and the next one I have, I've already shown you guys a couple times in previous videos, but I'm still reading this. It is Hope and Red by John Scovron, and this one I'm a third of the way into. I'm really enjoying this so far. It's very piratey. We have young characters in this, but they have gone through training montages really quickly, so it's really fast-paced, really easy read, and I'm reading this with Michael from Bitten by a Radioactive Book. So far I'm really, really liking this one, so I'm hopeful about all 3 of those that I'm currently reading. Next up, I'm going to whiz through quickly all the books that came in the post this week or that I picked up. So the first one that came is this one. It is Emperor of the Eight Islands by Leanne Hearn. You will have seen this in my July TBR because I'm planning to read it this month with Eleanor and Tracy. It sounds awesome. I'll just read you a little bit off the back so you guys know what it's about. An ambitious warrior leaves his nephew for dead and seizes his lands. A stubborn father forces his son to surrender his wife to his older brother. A mysterious woman seeks 5 fathers for her children, and a powerful priest meddles in the succession of the Lotus Throne. Set in a mythical medieval Japan inhabited by warriors and assassins, ghosts and guardian spirits, Emperor of the Eight Islands is a brilliantly imagined novel full of drama and intrigue. And it's just the beginning of Leanne Hearn's return to the land of Across the Nightingale Floor and the Tales of the Atori, which is the other series by her that I've read and really enjoyed. This is the other series that she writes. Across the Nightingale Floor, Brass for His Pillow, and The Harsh Cry of the Mistress. I'm not sure if there's a 4th one as well. Maybe I made that up, but I'm sure I've read them all, however many there are. These are just the ones that I own. So that's that, and I will be very, very hopeful going into this because I really enjoyed her previous series. The next 2 I got I actually have already read. The first of those is The Labyrinth of Drake. I didn't actually own a physical copy of this when I read it. I listened to the audiobook, which I loved. But this one is super exciting because it was sent on to me by Elizabeth, who actually went and met Mary Brennan at a signing in Forbidden Planet, and so it's signed to me, so thank you so much, Elizabeth, for getting this one for me. You are an absolute star, and I am just so happy to have this and add it to my collection because this series is absolutely fantastic. You will be seeing a full review of the first 4 in this series very soon because I have filmed it. I just need to edit it and get it out to you guys, so look out for that. The next one I have, as I said, I have already read. This is The Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch. I went into Waterstones in town the other day and I couldn't resist buying a few books. I actually have already read this. I read it on my Kindle years ago now. Yeah, I think years ago. But I didn't have the physical copy because I was waiting for the paperback to come out, and then it just dragged on and on and on, and I never got around to buying it until just now. So now I have a physical copy that will sit alongside the other 2 just here. I also picked up 2 other books when I was in Waterstones. The first of those is Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This was an award nominee for the Clark Award, I believe, and I really want to read it. I haven't read any of Adrian Tchaikovsky's work yet, but I have the first one in his Shadows of Apt series, and I have this one. And I think this is a sci-fi, and his Shadows of Apt is more of a sort of fantasy one, so it'll be interesting to see the difference between them. It says, "Who will inherit this new Earth? The last remnants of the human race left a dying Earth, desperate to find a new home. Following their ancestors' star maps, they discovered the greatest treasure of a past age, a world terraformed and prepared for human life. But all is not right in this new Eden. The planet is not waiting for them, pristine and unoccupied. New masters have turned it from a refuge into mankind's worst nightmare. Now, two civilizations are on a collision course and must fight to survive. As the fate of humanity hangs in the balance, who are the true heirs to this new Earth? So that sounds fascinating, and I'm really, really hopeful that I'll get to this soon. Sounds like it's going to be a big, epic, awesome one. And the final one that I picked up, the second book in this series, was actually on the Clark Award nominees, but obviously I needed to pick up the first. This one, Elizabeth recently read, and she talked about it on our podcast. I'll put a link to the podcast up there. If you guys haven't listened to it already, you can download it on iTunes or you can go and watch it on YouTube. And she talked about this on that podcast, and it just made me really want to pick it up and buy it and read it. And it's quite a short one actually, which is cool. And the final one is actually one I got in the post, and this is called Blame. It is by Simon Mayo, and it's a bright orange cover, which is quite exciting because I don't think I have many orange books. So this one says, Heritage Crime. A previously undetected crime committed by your parents or grandparents for which you are held responsible. Ant and her brother Matty are locked up in Spike, a new family prison. Society demands they do time for the unpunished heritage crimes of their parents. Tension is simmering in the jail. When the tension breaks and a riot begins, Ant realises they've got one chance to break out. It's time for Ant to show the world that they are not to blame. So it sounds really, really interesting. It's got a quote from Mallory Blackman on the front, which says, a thrilling roller coaster of a read. And this was sent to me by Corgi Books, so thank you to them for sending this one my way. I believe it's a YA, so I will be very excited to see how I go with this. I hope that it will be a really fun one. I do like the idea, so fingers crossed it's a good one. As always, let me know down below what you guys are going to be reading over this weekend. I hope you have some good books planned, and if you've heard of any of the ones that I'm going to be reading or that I picked up in this haul, do let me know that down below as well. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.